وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين وبعد. يروي الإمامان البخاري ومسلم في صحيحيهما عن محمود بن لبيد أن عثمان بن عفان رضي الله عنه أراد بناء المسجد فكره الناس ذلك وأحبوا أن يدعه على هيئته. So the hadith tonight, within the obviously still the theme of the significance of Masajid, and I'm going to be trying to tackle that from a number of different angles, inshallah, throughout the next week or so. Both Bukhari and Muslim narrate to us, one of the tabi'een, Mahmud ibn Labid, said that Uthman, during the time of Uthman radiallahu anhu, during his khilafah, he wanted to rebuild the masjid. And the scholars have differed whether he was talking about the Masjid al-Haram or whether he was talking about the Masjid al-Nabawi. Most likely he was talking about the Masjid of the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam. That is the majority opinion for this hadith specifically. Obviously, there other opinions are credible as well. He wanted to rebuild it. He wanted to kind of change it a bit. So people didn't like it. People didn't like that. People don't like change. They don't. They never have, never will. And they really encouraged him to leave the masjid the way it is, for it to look the same way and be the same way. So Uthman would respond to them and he would say the following: فقال عثمان سمعت النبي صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم يقول من بنى لله مسجدا بنى الله له مثله في الجنة. And I heard the Prophet ﷺ say, whoever builds a masjid for the sake of Allah, Allah will build something similar to him, a structure similar to it in Jannah waiting for him. Whatever structure that you build on this earth, making it as a masjid, a place for worship, a place for people to gather, a center for Muslims who come in and learn and be close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he will build something similar to you for Jannah, in Jannah. And it's because he gave that hadith radiallahu anhu that they actually permitted him to do it, because people were kind of getting a little angsty and they weren't very happy with the fact that he was going to tear down certain things and maybe rebuild certain parts of it and make it look different. Obviously, both Masjid al-Haram and Masjid al-Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam have gone through multiple rebuildings throughout the centuries, so it's no longer that much of an issue. But back then it was very hard for them to comprehend the idea that you're going to tear down something the Prophet ﷺ maybe himself put up. It's very hard to kind of accept that. I mean, he could have been involved in this pillar. You're going to bring it down. It's hard to understand. But the concept that Uthman radiallahu anhu had learned, this is why the Sahaba, the early generation, they understood the reasoning behind things. They didn't get caught up sometimes with just the appearances or maybe the literal ways of things before them. They understood that this masjid, if there are more people, then you need a bigger one, a place that is capable of serving more and more human beings, and that may have different backgrounds or have different needs and different necessities. Keeping things exactly the way he did it, alayhi salatu wasalam, it just means you didn't understand why he did it in the first place. Because if you're stuck with a structure, you're stuck with a model, and you have no way around it, you lost the connection to the cause or the reasoning or the rationale behind why he did what he did, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But Uthman wasn't like that. And that's why the great khulafa that we learn their stories, we know their names, are people who understood why he did what he did, alayhi salatu wasallam. So they had it in them. They had the ability to say, you know what? We'll tear down this wall and make it a little bit bigger and open it up a little bit more and make an entrance from here, entrance from there, because their goal was to make it comfortable, to make it welcoming, to make it allow it to be a place where a lot of people could come. Imagine if they didn't do that. Imagine if the Prophet ﷺ's masjid was still exactly what it was. You understand what that means? If you've ever been for Umrah, you understand what that's just the Rawdah. Ever been to that? You can't even get in there. Like, I lived there for years. I think I was in there twice. Like, for years, and I was 10 minutes away. I could walk any day I want. It's very hard to get there. People wait in line, hoping for a moment to pray in the Rawdah. But obviously, the expansion of the place. The point of this hadith is not to say we need to expand this masjid or any other masjid. The concept is the understanding why they're there and what purpose they serve, so that you adjust them in a way that they serve the needs that they're there to serve and requirements of people. So Uthman didn't have a problem with that. He's like, yeah, we'll tear things down and we'll build it. People didn't like it. People always get a little bit scared when these things happen, but he did it anyways. And of course, doing that, he allowed the access for millions of people around the world to access the masjid of the Prophet ﷺ and the Masjid al-Haram. And I think that's something we have to keep in mind, that these places have to be arranged in ways that serve people's needs. They have to be designed so that people are comfortable and are welcomed and find their place here. That's how they have to be designed. And if they're not designed that way, they have to rethink how we're designing them so that people do actually find that. يروي الشيخان فيما اتفقا عليه عن محمود بن لبيد أن عثمان بن عفان رضي الله عنه أراد بناء المسجد فكره الناس ذلك وأحبوا أن يدعه على هيئته فقال: سمعت النبي صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم يقول: من بنى لله مسجدا بنى الله له مثله في الجنة. صدق رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك، أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت، أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. إن شاء الله pray sunnah. We'll have the tafsir حلقة right afterwards إن شاء الله. بارك الله فيكم.